And now, which one of these, as we said in regard to the animals, which one of these animals we created? Or imagine Allah did not send rain and no grass. You have to feed them. How are you going to feed them if no rain and grass? How are you going to feed those animals? We can sustain none of them. Absolutely, if you have just one animal, you cannot sustain it. If it is not, Allah has planted plenty of things for them to be sustained. To Simun, He said, all what you do, let them go to the grass. That's it. Let them graze through the grass. To Simun, He just shepherd it. But if you are supposedly, just like you cultivate your grain, you cultivate grass for them and keep doing it and doing it and doing it on your own and water from your own, you can't sustain one. One animal, you cannot sustain it. So, now, in regard to the rain, we know how the design of this earth and how called the cycle. So basically, Allah has put a lot of water on earth, which is 2/3 of the earth is water. And then Allah has put heater to evaporate that water, some of it. And that the sun made the water absorb the sun, the energy of the sun, and then rise as a vapor. But Allah also put layers of very cold areas around us. And these cold areas, the vapor comes there and then condensed, and then become water, and then become clouds, and then become ice, and become snow. All of these, because at a certain height, it is becoming very cold. That vapor is condensed and then become heavy. Heavy according to the heaviness or the weight of that cloud is going to draw down, but in a very smooth way. It's not going to fall. And the more it accumulates, the more it's going to come lower and lower and lower. At certain height from earth, earth is hot because the sun always heating this earth, and the heat is reflected. So certain height is warm. So that is subhanallah. It's layers around the earth. The first few layers are warm and hot, and then you go cooler and cooler and cold and very cold and very cold. So this is the cycle where the water is going to go up there and then condense, become heavy and come down. Once it comes close to the earth, then it is hot again. So it melted and become water and then fall as a rain. When the rain comes down, where is it going to go? The earth is going to absorb it. It's not going to be wasted. Okay? And it's going to go down, and Allah made a channel through the earth and the rocks to collect it again. It was just coming down as a drops. It was going up as a vapor, as a molecular, and then coming down as a big mountains of ice or iceberg or so on and so forth. Then coming to us as a little drop of water, and that come to the earth, and the earth absorb it, but it has basically a system to collect it in pockets. And earth is full of pure cold water pockets in the rocks around the earth, where we dig the wells and get the water, or if it is so strong, just fountain, or if it is so strong pressure, is a river. And that is how it has been made and then stored. If you are to store the water of the rain, where are we going to store it? Did you see last night how much rain was? Can we store it? If Allah said, okay, this is yours for 20 years, you store whatever you can. In 20 years, I'll see you. Forget it. We can't do nothing about it. So Allah is store it in pockets, rocks, on the ground. And then either you dig the wells, or if it is so pressurized, in many places it is pressurized. And that is what the river and the fountains is, because it is so already pressurized. So it just comes upward and you drink it. Now you know right now what they do about this digging oil from the ground. They call it what? Fracking. Huh? Fracking. Yeah, what's fracking? Do you know, anybody knows what's fracking? You know anything about it?
Well, from what I heard, it like forcing water in between the rocks to force oil out.
No. Not, well, this is the natural one. That's what we now. This is different way of bringing oil. It's that is all. As there are pockets of water, basically big dams and lakes in the rock, big on water. Also, there is a big vacuum, big containers of natural gas and oil. And so the best way, that is how the normal way, that's why you see those pumps. The normal way is you just what? Pump air or water to push the oil to come out. But now this is all limited. There is bigger amount of natural gas where? Under the pockets of the water. Under. So here a pocket of water, under it a pocket of natural gas. So they have to drill through the water and go down and frack the rock that's separating them, frack it, and go to the natural gas. Once you get there, it is pressurized, so it's going to go through the water to get up all the way to the surface. And that's why the water, it will become contaminated. And that's why it is the people is really thinking this is real crazy, but it is real wealth now. They discovered that pockets, under every pocket of water there is a pocket of natural gas. And the only way we have to frack to destroy and dig that rock between the water and the natural gas. And the natural gas, we cannot control it. It will go through the water. So the drinking water will be always, most of it will be contaminated. So they have means to protect and this. But this is what is fracking. Basically, polluting the reserve of the water that Allah has put for us, to make money. And the more of it, the more water already. Right now, what is the best water? From the deep wells. If you dig deep well, that water is clear, pure. There has no whatsoever traces of diseases or bacteria or germs. It's sanitized. Well, right now, once we do the fracking, it will get all this contamination, especially with natural gas, because it's going to go through it. It has to go through it. This is second floor and this is the bottom floor. Bottom floor is the natural gas, and between them rock. So we dig down there. This has to go up through the water. Okay, so basically that is, what is it? Ja'ir. Allah made it easy. Use it the way it is and keep the water reserve as Allah made it, healthy, great, then you can drink it. No, we are greedy. We have to get. It's crazy right now. You probably don't understand. The whole world right now is going to declare war on one another, on companies themselves, about this fracking. And it started here in the United States. The United States will become the greatest export of this natural gas. They will never, no more this oil, and this is even there, but they don't want it, because that is much and wealth and rich and expensive, and you can run everything with it. Okay, so but in what expense? I don't care. They say we guarantee we're gonna keep the water clean, and we guarantee we have all the advancements and so on and so forth. Basically, we want to use it not the way Allah said. Okay, you don't have to You didn't have to get it. Really, you don't have. There are so many things. We are actually complaining too many cars. Why you want to make so more and now different generations? It is what? Natural gas. It's not the gas come from the animals. That is different gas, which is coming from minerals. And that is, we go down, there are some minerals. If you go second, third, you go to the deep fourth floor, there are minerals, melted minerals. Also they want to try to get sun. Well, that's why they come through the volcano. هو الذي أنزل من السماء ماء لكم منه شراب ومنه شجر فيه تسيمون ينبت لكم به الزرع والزيتون والنخيل والأعناب ومن كل الثمرات إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يتفكرون. So this is the system Allah designed, and this is how we are altering that. And when you ever alter the system of Allah, you are not perfect, you are limited, you make problems. Just exactly anything, you alter the system of Allah, you make problems. And that is, what is the verse number 11? Number 12. وسخر لكم الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر والنجوم مسخرات بأمره إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يعقلون. Number 12.
And Allah has subjected to you the night and the day, and the sun and the moon, and the stars are subjected by Allah's command. Surely in this are proofs for people who understand.
The key word is subjected, right? Do we control any of this? Allah said, if I just make the water that evaporates from the oceans to be salty, okay, I'll make the salt to evaporate with the water. How are you going to drink? And so the key word, all of these, not just the animals as it was very simple, the cows, the goats, the sheep, the horses. No, here the cycle of water and the sun and the ocean and all these pockets on earth, also He subdued that to us. Now something beyond that, which is al-layla wan-nahar, day and night. And this is, if you think about it, as we know, the whole universe is what? Two things. Space, empty, has no matters in it, and it is dark. The whole universe is dark. And Allah has put a bulb, that is the sun, just to shine to the earth, to give us life. Because if the sun doesn't shine to the earth, there is no life. And as we said, the sun is like what? Like the nuclear reactor. But nuclear reactor has all the problems and very little benefits. Yeah, you can only just make electricity from it. But the water you use it to cool is polluted. It is all radiated. You cannot drink it, and it consumes big amount of water to cool this nuclear reactor. And all that water, there is no way you can use it anymore. No for watering grass, nor for animals, not useful, because it is contaminated with radiation. And all what you get from it, electricity. Allah has made the sun is through nuclear reactor, has absolutely no hazardous product. Everything is good. The heat, the light, the rays, that is coming from the sun, all of it benefit. The harm one, Allah protected us from it. Because the sun radiates really some harmful radiation, very powerful, just worse than nuclear power. But Allah has put above us, around us, shell after shell after shell, just like the eggshell. And every one of them, the job is to divert and reflect harmful radiation, not let it come to the earth. It's just radiation is bad, wherever it is. But around the earth, many layers and in separate distances, their job is to basically scatter this radiation to go back to the space, but not to reach us. And Allah said, if I open a window and let some come to you, how are you going to protect yourself? This is in Surah Al-Mulk. They call it shower, meteor shower. What is it?
Meteorite.
Yeah.
Meteor shower.
There are showers of this object that basically they are radiating and they are fire, but it is like rain. But Allah has some way where to scatter, never to come to us. And if they come to us, we can do nothing about it. So Allah has subdued something greater, which is the sun and the moon, the day and night. Let's think about the day and the night as it is complex. The sun is there, has big gravity, and so the planet run around the sun in a certain orbit according to their weight and distance and speed in a balanced way. So the sun in the center, and the first one is, what is this first one? Mercury. And the second one? Venus. And the third one? Earth. And the fourth one? Mars. And the fifth one? Jupiter. And the seventh one? So they are just like that, circle, 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 circle. And the sun in the middle, because of the sun in the middle, the gravity, the distance to that planet, and the speed keeps them balanced.
Sheikh, you know the second planet is hotter than the closest one. The closest one to the sun is not the hottest.
Why?
It's a miracle.
Probably it's the nature of the atmosphere and the nature of that planet. We don't know even what is it, right? But we are at the third one, and we are having the right amount of heat and light and radiation. If we were the second or the fourth or the fifth, basically the closer to the sun, the hotter. And you know, summer when it is 110, what does it mean? The earth becomes close to the sun. How? It doesn't mean really it came closer, but the earth is just like egg shape. Alright? And it is tilted 23 degrees like this. It's not like that. And that's when that tilted part of the earth coming upward close to the sun, we get more heat, and that's what we call summer. When that tilted part go away from the sun, that's what we call winter, where we freeze. Because it is an egg shape, but it is tilted 23 degrees. And so when it is that part is upward, it is hot. When it is downward, it is winter and snow and freeze. A lot of money to pay for keep yourself warm. And it does not change the orbit. It doesn't come close or far. No, just that 23 degrees of the earth tilted makes the whole seasons. Imagine you come closer or you come a little bit just farther. Allah is saying, why you don't think of this? I subdued you. You cannot control any of these. You can't. And so basically, the right amount of heat and light, the distance, the speed of the earth, all of it, the right amount for us to have this life. Look how it is like beautiful. How do you like life on earth? How do you like it? If you don't like it, go to the moon. Enjoy it there. If you don't like life on earth, go to Mars or go to Jupiter, go somewhere else. Did you see the people who live in the space station? How their life is so joyful, right? How is it?
You have to chase their food.
Miserable. Really miserable. There is nothing you can catch. There is nothing. You can't catch yourself. And their main problem is to go to the bathroom. Because you go to the bathroom and it's going to go over your head. It will never go down. or you sleep, it's miserable. So if you don't like it on Earth, you can go. And they have tickets for you to go to the space station and live there. So why you do, that's what Allah said, why you don't appreciate? I made it perfect, beyond your understanding. You enjoy it in all aspects. Why you don't think about it and thank Allah for it? Same, He created us in that way. سخر لكم الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر والنجوم مسخرات بأمر. The moon, Allah didn't make the moon to make us fight. You know what? The only usage of the moon to fight. It is there, it is not there. You are changing the deen and you are starting the wrong way. That is the only use for the moon. Well, Allah never created the moon for that. Absolutely not. Allah said, الشمس والقمر بحسبان. Moon and the sun, they run according to precise calculation. But what is the good of the moon? Oh, well, the other people, they just become romantic when it is full moon, and they just meditate, and love is radiated around them. That is the other use of the moon. What is the use of the moon? Life on earth will not be possible if the moon is not there and doing their job. Besides, the day and night, moon is to balance the gravity. And that's why there is tide. Sometimes it is tide,
High tide, low tide.
high and low. And this is one basic element to maintain life on earth, and especially in ocean. You move the whole water in the ocean. Can we move it upward or downward? Shake it all to keep it alive. Oceans full. The creations in the water, maybe 10 million times the human being. What is in the water, animals or creations, greater than all the birds and human beings, more. To keep them healthy and provide them with all of this, the moon has to do this low tide and high tide. And it depends on where the place. And the moon has its own orbits, and those orbits, they are not equal, they are not same, because it's still again all like egg shape. It's like elliptical. So sometimes it's short, sometimes it's longer. And if it is shorter, then the gravity of the moon becomes bigger. If it is shorter, then the gravity is less. And that makes big difference in all life, especially people who live in a coastal area. And this is their day by day work. Where is the ship, and how far and how deep, and how you're going to get on, and so on and so on, and the load and unload and all this port. This is all matters related to the moon. In addition to the moon, as we said, Allah has made other obligations of Islam. Salah goes by the sun. Right? Now, zakah, siyam, and hajj, and all others. Pregnancy and birth, all of these depends on the lunar calendar. But as Allah said, these can be known precisely. لِتَعْلَمُوا عَدَدَ السِّنِينَ وَالْحِسَابِ. I made them this way so that you can come to know the time, the years, the months, the days, and the calculations, or whatever calculations you need. It's not basically to create problem, chaos, to make Muslims just have problem cannot solve. It's not true. And when the first day of Ramadan comes, we fight, right? So let's say we're going to start fasting this day. How are you going to start fasting the day? How are we going to start fasting every day? On what basis? We're going to go and see the sky? Imsakiyya. You know what is Imsakiyya? What's Imsakiyya? Huh? What is it? This paper, what is it? Did you go and look to the sun and the moon? So it's calculation. Okay, so every day you are going to start fasting on calculation, and you're going to break fast on calculation. But the first day we have to make a fit out of it. That is, the rest of the month will go by the calculation. When I break fast, when I stop eating, I'm going to go by calculation. Though Allah didn't.
Even the salah too.
Huh? Yeah, one salah and all of these. But the first day we get to make a fit. No way, Jose. As we said, you have changed in the deen, you have done this.
Different have different calculation. That's just
Calculation. Because Allah said in the Quran, الشمس والقمر بحسبان. Read Surah Ar-Rahman. Huh? Hisban, according to calculation. Then there should be no problem if it is according to calculation.
To Sheikh, and the Prophet ﷺ said, like when he was talking about sighting the moon, he said we're an illiterate ummah. Like at that time, we don't know how to calculate. We don't know how to.
But that was okay. Now the calculation was not accessible to many people. Was very limited. People who knows at that time to calculate. The majority of the ummah don't. So the Prophet said, take it easy. All right? Either you see the moon, or you complete 30 days and just go on, because you didn't have means to calculate. You didn't know calculations. But it doesn't mean he didn't say, don't follow calculations. Because the deen is the deen of science. And we just say here, the scientific miracles of the Quran. Quran has science in it. No, but the moon is not. Not the moon, but the first day. The rest of it fine. The suhoor and the fajr, and that's fine. But the first day, we have to make a battle and chaos. And I mean, we make a big fed of it. Has no basis. It's just how much we are backward, and we do not want to listen to the Quran. The Quran said it is calculation. That's what he said. The Prophet said you don't know how to calculate, just look at it. Now in the Quran, okay, go ahead, read that one.
Verse 5.
Right.
The sun.
Allahu Akbar.
The sun and the moon run on their fixed courses, exactly calculated, with measured out stages for each or for reckoning.
Now say that again.
The sun and the moon run on their fixed courses, exactly calculated, with measured out stages for each or for reckoning.
Okay. That's the word of Allah.
This is only for Allah, not for human beings. Yeah?
No, for us. He said for us.
No.
Go open Surah
That
Al-Baqarah.
kind of knowledge, we don't have that kind of knowledge, but we do depend on the Western calculation.
So, basically, the verse. Okay, go ahead. Then, do you know what is? Oh, Surah An-Nahl. No. We'll just go to verse Surah Al-Fil, the Surah of elephant. Surah Al-Fil. It's small surah in Juz' Amma. 105. Uh-huh. The first one. Or listen to it.
Have you, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not seen how your Rabb dealt with the owners of the elephant?
What he saying?
Verse 1.
Yeah. Have you what?
Have you, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not seen?
Did he see? Did he see? Did he see? Did Muhammad ﷺ see?
Have you?
Fine, but okay, that's the question. But the question is, did the Prophet have seen what happened to the elephant? He was not even born.
Right? No.
Okay, so what he's talking about? Why are you asking us to see something that we can't see?
Yeah, Muhammad not seeing how Allah dealt.
So what is he saying? Muhammad was infant or was not even born, and he's telling him, haven't you seen? How can he see?
You mean like signs left behind? Example.
So, seen, it never means physical eye sighting. Never in the Quran, in any place in the Quran. Seen means physical eye sighting. Seen, just like we right now, when we read about man was created from a drop and became a human being. We have seen. Seen means intellectually, scientifically proven beyond doubt that is seen. Realize for sure. Prophet was infant. He can't see. Then what happened to the elephant? So it was not really meant, have you, Muhammad, physically seen what we did to the elephant? Muhammad cannot see it physically. Not we, because this is Quran for us too. Can we see what happened to the elephant? Physically by the eyes? Go to the Quran from A to Z. Show me one verse where seen meant physical sighting. Never.
We do that in
No, it meant that as if you have, what we say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhad, have you seen Allah? No. It is confirmed to me that I am witness. There is no God but Allah. As if I have seen it.
The word tara, yes, tara means.
That's what is it in the Quran, in the whole Quran.
That means these translations are not accurate.
Yeah, but we are in our. If the Prophet said ru'ya, seen, it doesn't mean physical seen, just like the Quran. Means physical seen, but if there is another way to see, it's still part of it. If there is a science, if there is calculations, if there is a way to realize the moon is there, that is also seen. Just like here, and as you know, you go through the Quran from A to Z, find me one place where Allah seen, have you seen, that really we physically seen.
It's only on the day of judgment.
No, here we're talking about this life. Have you seen how Allah created heaven and earth? Have you seen it? Are you going to see it? Do you know how is it? No. But we see it. How? Because we know it. It is in the Quran.
Without seeing. Say we have to believe it without seeing.
But as if we have seen it.
This is our...
we say in
But-
English, like, do you see what I mean? It's like, we don't see.
No, we don't see it. Okay. So basically, وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمُ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ, made, subdued those sun and moon and stars by His order and command, also subdued them to facilitate, as we say, qasd, to make your life easy, to stay on the straight path, to learn how to comprehend all this creation and to learn how great is He. That's the end of it. We are talking about the greatness of Allah, where He made all of these that way. Easy, facilitated, accessible, subdued, precise, calculated, and you can learn it and comprehend it firmly and understand it. That is the qasdus sabil, and don't make it crooked. Don't jump and commit aggression or raise opposition and denial. So, وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمُ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارِ. If we don't sleep, what do we? If we are not allowed to sleep, what are we gonna do? Huh?
Exhaustion.
Okay. And Allah said, if He said, think of your need of sleeping. How much you can resist sleeping? How much? 1, 2, 3 days, and then what happened after that? If I'm going to stop not not to sleep whatsoever. What's going to happen to me?
Fall down.
Huh?
Sheikh, you fall down.
You are going to be forced. Okay? The body will repel and say, here we go. Classic. No more. Your authority finished. By here, it is here the limit to it.
Just the political prisoners book.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is جعلنا الليل لباسا. Now, definitely sleeping at night is different than sleeping at daytime. You have to sleep. But if you sleep, you never sleep at night, then it is a problem. If you always for a long time you sleep only at the daytime, it's a problem that there are some cells in your body, so long there is light, they never rest and sleep. Because sleep means every single cell in dark, and that's why every single cell reduce or shut off. So long there is light, there are many part, organ and cells never shuts off. And that's why you get, basically, you make a damage to yourself. Later down the road you will find that wrong things that you have done to yourself. You have to sleep in total darkness. And that's why what they do. They give you something to close your eyes with this in the airplane, because you sleep. If you can sleep like that, but it's totally different than when the eye feels it is totally dark. So those cells resort, just like fasting. When you fast, you eat less and the body becomes healthier. Those cells, when they are in the dark, shuts off some of their activities, and that's how they rejuvenate and they energize and they start fresh and rebuild energy to continue. If not, that's what is it. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us able to see Subhanallah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala amma yushrikun. That is all what the surah all about. We look to His creation, now made it perfectly, subdued it for us, give us the power, the autonomy to choose. And supposedly we're supposed to make the right choices if we stick to the Quran. It should be, that's what's called guided. Somebody makes the right choices because they are attached to the Quran. That is what the guidance. جزاكم الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. We'll see you inshallah next week.
You know, Sheikh, what does it mean?